How's it going, everybody? My name is Richard. Welcome to Alien Bros. I have a question for you. Have you ever been driving along the road at night? It's pitch black, there's no street lights, and the only thing to both sides of you is empty, dark forest. You can't actually see anything in those forests, but it feels like something's out there. Something that isn't supposed to be there. You're by yourself, and the only thing you have is your car lighting up the road directly in front of you, and your phone lighting up the inside of your car because you picked it up so that you could film something strange in those woods. What I'm talking about is something that actually happened to somebody just a couple of days ago when they were driving by Delaware State Forest. A strange light appeared in the forest and started strobing, but not just any light, an artificial one, an LED type light coming from above the forest. This was posted to r/UFOs, and this footage is creepy. Go ahead and check it out, but before you do, if you are epileptic, I recommend that you skip this video. This video is just not for you, because it might induce a seizure. However, that's just my guess. I'm not a physician, but just to be on the safe side, I'd recommend you don't watch it. Everybody else, though, go ahead and check out this footage, and we'll talk more on it after. Here it is. If you were to find yourself in that car, and that suddenly started happening, how would you react? Would you just let it go and think nothing of it? Would you pull out your phone and try to record it as you drove away, hoping that you can get out of there with no incidents? Drive away as quickly as you possibly can? Or would you get out and go see what was happening in those woods? I know a small percentage of you might actually do that. Me? I think I'd do exactly what the person in this video did. Unless I had, something to defend myself, even then I'm not so sure that I would. I don't know if I have that level of bravery. However, what if I told you that that's not the only piece of footage I have for you that's similar to this one? I have another piece of footage from Eugene, Oregon, filmed about a month ago. It shows something quite similar. A red light flashing off in the distance, illuminating the clouds and the forest, everything off in a distance. It's quite strange. Check this footage out. We'll talk more on it after. Here it is. Yet another very strange occurrence. Strange lights off in the distance, illuminating everything in the surroundings, the color red. A seemingly artificial color that just wouldn't normally occur in nature, at least as far as I know. I'm sure there's going to be some nature expert in the comments that corrects me and tells me I'm wrong, and if so, please feel free to do so. I haven't researched it that heavily, but me personally, I've never seen red lights illuminating like that naturally. At least not in my lifetime. However, that's far from the weirdest footage I have for you guys today. But there is speculation on what these lights may be. People have speculated that maybe the New Jersey drones are behind these artificial looking flashing lights in remote locations. Maybe they're going to locations outside of New Jersey and causing this phenomenon. After all, they have been witnessed over the vast majority of the United States at this point, not just New Jersey. They're just very heavily populating that area. So you see them more there, and they're just filmed more. It's a very densely populated area, so a lot of people have phones to film with. However, they've been seen over more rural areas, they've been seen over Florida, and a whole bunch of other states, Maryland, Virginia, just a whole bunch of places. And even before the swarms, these drones, glowing red, were witnessed recently over the UK, over military bases, RAF Lakenheath. They were also witnessed in the United States, in Virginia, in all these other places with military bases that are sensitive facilities. Langley, for example, was a base that was evacuated because of a drone incursion. And recently, just a few days ago, drones incurred over Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Do you know why that's significant, though? Wright-Patterson isn't just your ordinary Air Force Base. They have a history. Wright-Patterson is right on up there with Area 51. That's right, for those of you who aren't super heavy in this subject, I'm sure that you at least know the meme or the backstory behind Area 51. After all, it's had about 2 million people that were promising to raid it just a few years ago. And it's very well known to the point that it's become synonymous with aliens, ever since Bob Lazar came out in the 80s and said that he worked on crash-retrieved craft at Area 51, or S4 to be more specific. Since then, people have gone to Area 51 in search of aliens, hoping to get a glimpse of something. They even named the highway that leads you to Area 51 the Extraterrestrial Highway. There's even a little inn there that you could stay at where you can get food and stuff called Little Alien. It's a play on words, and I'm sure a lot of you already know this. Aliens are a big pop culture thing, and they've inspired a lot of things that are in mainstream media today. In fact, that military base is literally pretty much just known as the UFO hub of the United States. And it's interesting that Wright-Patterson Air Force Base doesn't get even more recognition, because Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is supposedly the base that the alien bodies were taken to after the Roswell crash. Another interesting tidbit of information. David Grush, the original whistleblower, when he came out, I don't mean original as in he was the first, I mean the original congressional hearings whistleblower, when he came out, before this whole Immaculate Constellation thing happened, the program, the parent OSAP that apparently, or USAP, that apparently was in charge of crash retrievals and UAP gathering, I guess you could say. There's no great term for it, but there's a 12-page report that was released after the second round of congressional hearings, which we covered on this channel, and you yourself can actually look up to read, that covers quite a bit of what Immaculate Constellation is. In its essence, it's what you would think a crash retrieval program would be. They go to where aliens supposedly crashed their ship or gifted their ship, because why would an advanced race actually crash if they didn't intend to give us their product? I mean, if they came from light years away, how would they get screwed up in Earth's atmosphere? Some say that we did it on purpose through EMPs or radar or something like that that fiddle with their instruments. Well, in this case, it's slightly different, because Immaculate Constellation was heavily searched during David Grush's first round of hearings. Why is this significant? Well, the searches came from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, likely the home of Immaculate Constellation. It spiked the Google Trends search from 0 to 100 during David Grush's hearings for the term Immaculate Constellation, and nobody knew to search this term before that. Nobody except the people in the program, which tells us that the Blue Room, or Hangar 18 as it's better known, at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base likely exist. This is relatively well known. Megadeth has a song about it, literally called Hangar 18. it's been in UFO lore for as long as I can remember. I mean, it's much older than me. We're talking about since the 40s, 1947 in Roswell. That's when suddenly Wright-Patterson Air Force Base became a staple in UFO lore. So much so that people have tried to get into the Blue Room. Officials at the base have asked higher-ups if they can go see it, and they've all been denied. However, there is some slight acknowledgement of its existence. It's not really called Hangar 18, it seems, because Hangar 18 at Wright-Patterson, as far as we know, doesn't exist. Or does it? Maybe it just goes by a different name now, and it's not a real hangar. That's a code name. Whatever the story may be, Wright-Patterson recently had a drone incursion that shut the base down entirely. Supposedly, these bodies are being kept there, cryogenically frozen. What if these drones really are alien tech, or at least the orbs that people have been filming with the drones? What if these orbs were the ones that actually did the incursion? Or what if these drones really are just alien technology and we genuinely don't know where they come from? In that case, is it possible that maybe they're coming to retrieve their own? Maybe they want the bodies of the fallen soldiers or allies or friends from that time frame. Maybe there's more than just Roswell there. But that's a story for another video to get more in depth on. For now, I want to focus on yet another sighting. I'm not quite sure where this sighting comes from, but it's definitely strange. It shows a green light under the water in what looks to be a lake or a river, something along those lines. The OP of the post didn't actually say where this came from. It's definitely creepy though, and not something you would expect to see in a freshwater ecosystem, at least as far as I'm aware. I could understand in the ocean with plankton and things like that, maybe, phytoplankton, that maybe you would see some sort of glowing sort of thing, or algae, whichever it is that glows in the water. I'm not a marine biologist. I don't remember all of this off the top of my head. But in this case, it's definitely strange. I think you guys will enjoy it. Check out this footage, and we'll discuss it more afterwards. Here it is.
What the f- What the f- is that? And I hear I hear that. What the f-
Yet another case of very strange lights, only this time from the water. Very strange indeed. In fact, what is going on with these strange lights? They remind me of the booms that people were hearing a while back. It's still here to this day. People report them all the time. They say it's either from tectonic plates or weird thunder in the sky that supposedly people were capturing. However, it's also strange that the governments didn't want people talking about those, but that's a story for another video. These lights are probably their own thing. I mean, maybe some of them are from UFOs. Maybe some other strange occurrence. Whatever they are, they're weird. And I'd love to know what you guys think of these lights down in the comments. What are your thoughts? What are your explanations? How do you feel about the situation at hand? Why are these lights suddenly appearing? Why are things ramping up the way they are? Let us know. We want to hear from you. With that being said, I have two more pieces of footage that I want to share with you guys today. The next one is a very typical triangle light formation in the sky. This was captured on December 17th in San Antonio, Texas, 2024. It's very weird. It's different than the flashing lights, but it's still strange in its own right. And with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the footage.
Did you see that? I don't know.
We don't know. You know what? They look like lanterns. They do.
You can hear them buzzing. You can hear them buzzing.
It's a very short but sweet clip. And could this be the drones that everybody's been seeing? Could this be some formation or pattern that these drones wanted to create? Or could these be genuine UFOs? Could these be something truly anomalous? I mean, maybe the drones themselves are truly anomalous. However, I think that if there's even a possibility that these could be UAP, we really should try to investigate deeper into why they love making these triangle formations so much. What is the reason? Is this a flex of a military type capability or something along those lines, similar to what we do with air shows, or is this just something that they like to do? What is the story behind the triangles? And if this is drones, why would somebody just be hovering these 3 drones in the sky in a triangle formation? What is the purpose? Are they showing off? Or is it just for fun? Or are these the same drones everybody has been seeing, just performing a new sort of display for us? I want to go ahead and move on to our final piece of footage for this video. Before I do though, if you're enjoying the video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and tap the notification bell. We greatly appreciate it, and it helps the channel out tremendously. This next video comes to us from California, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not quite remembering 100% if the OP of this post actually posted their location, but I'm fairly certain it was California. If I'm wrong and somebody knows, feel free to correct me. But it shows a very strange plasmoid-like UFO. Something that people have been describing now recently and that scientists say is a natural phenomenon of sorts. I don't think that this is natural though at all. This looks very artificial. Let's go ahead and check out this footage. We could talk about it afterwards. Here it is. Yeah, so as you just saw, this thing really does look like a ball of plasma, except it's not moving or anything like that. It's pretty stagnant, almost like a craft lit up to look like a ball of plasma. Something that just doesn't look like it should be able to fly, yet it's there up in the sky. You can see it. It's there in the footage. Now, could this be faked? CGI, computer, AI, or something like that? Possibly. I'm not going to rule that out. It's entirely possible. We're in 2024 after all. It's very easy to fake things. But this footage seems authentic. And as far as I could tell, it doesn't look fake. If it's real, it's definitely a very strange UFO sighting. I mean, you don't really see UFOs very often that look like that. I mean, this thing has almost a triangular sort of structure to it with the way that these lights are situated. And the red color is just very LED type lighting, except it's no flashing aviation lights. There's nothing like that to signify that this could be something like a plane or anything. And I doubt that would be the case based on the shape of this object. What do you guys think though? Do you guys think that this is a genuine UAP? Did this guy film something truly anomalous? Or is this just a hoaxer? Or maybe it's just something that we could explain away. Whatever it is, I'd love to know what you guys think. Maybe we'll actually get some answers if we put our heads together. With that being said, that's all I have for you guys for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said earlier, if you did, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and tap the bell. It really helps the channel out. I greatly appreciate it. And I love being back and being able to have your guys' support again. It feels amazing to be back and researching this topic in depth with you guys and being able to share what I find with you and go over this footage together. I genuinely appreciate that you guys even take the time to watch this channel, and it makes me feel great knowing that you guys are here, even if, you know, I'm not talking to millions of people. I'm glad that I have the audience that I do. And I hope to see you guys again in the next video. Peace.